Hi there, welcome to Module 2. Also, I just thought of the word that I was looking for, when we were talking about like people that protest or they rally around a specific issue. A cause. You're welcome. Okay, let's talk copy and content. We've spoken a lot about the connection points and the clarity that we need to have when we're speaking to our people and their needs and desires. But what is it that the copy looks like? This won't take long, but let's just go there. The kind of copy that converts people into taking action is what we're talking about here. We can have all the ideas that we want and even the greatest imagery or videos, GIFs, animations, all of those kind of image-based connection points in our social feeds or our ads. But so often, it's the one or two lines or the headline, tagline, hashtag that go with it that make people take action. And they actually then comment, share, like, engage, or hopefully click through and purchase, book, subscribe, connect with you. So I'm a bit biased because writing and copywriting is my absolute favorite thing because of the power that it has. But I do have to tell you that we can write copy, when we can write things that connect and convert, we really truly have the power to honestly do or sell anything. It's where we can make or break in our ads and our content in general. So we can sell seamlessly. When we're writing well, we have the utmost ability to influence and sell. Build that famous know, like, and trust factor. I know you, I like you, and I actually really trust you. You're so open and honest. And maybe it's not the written word that we're doing this, but it's the spoken word. And the commonality there is it's showing up and communicating authentically and openly, which we'll get to in a minute. So we can also clearly tell people what we and our business stand for, more so than just a series of pretty pictures. We need to show up with our words. We can express our business DNA, the personality, style, who we are, what we stand for, what we're about. And then really importantly, help people make a split-second decision. That, do I like this? Is it for me? Do I need this right now? My favorite example of this is with a company called Camp Hoo Ha, my friend Mel's company. And it showed up in my feed, my news feed, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm scrolling and I see this post and it's got this tent, I hope you don't mind me saying, in the shape of a vagina, very subtly. And it's brownie camp for women, for, tired moms. And I see this page and I click on it and I see my friend Mel and my other friend Julie, who's the cooking counselor, and my friend Mandy, who's the art counselor, and all these other kind of camp counselors. And there's badges and there's cookouts and there's like literally camping trips and all these awesome activities and events. And I'm scrolling down and I see that summer camp's coming up and I literally was like throwing my credit card at the screen. And I've never done that before. And I wasn't even looking for it. Mel targeted me well and appropriately. I didn't even invite anybody else. I didn't care if my girlfriends were going. I was like, I'll go solo. I'm going to go and shoot some archery and canoe a canoe and roast some marshmallows and get drunk by a campfire. I need this. Take my money. Now, I could have saved it, bookmarked it, screenshot it, thought about it. But again, choice, endless options, memory, short, attention span, shorter. So I may not have come back to it. My point here is that if you can connect with someone in a way that serves them up the thing that's going to meet the desires they didn't even know they had, maybe, or the ones that they do know they had and they're searching hard for, and you can get them to convert on the spot, make that seamless split-second decision because you've connected so effectively, you're winning. Because many of us say we're going to come back to it and we don't. We find something else, we find an excuse, or we just get distracted or sidetracked. So, split-second decisions, so important and really powerful. And then the follow-up and the delivery in order to keep them in your fold and feeling like this is for me for life, even better. All right, so we're persuading with words and all sorts of messaging and purpose. You get the idea. But the right words can move mountains. They compel us into action. They actually get us to click that button that says dive in, learn more, sign up. And without that call to action, I'm a dummy and I'm lost. And this is human behavior 101. If I land on your website and it's unclear, confusing, or I have no idea what you're selling me in 6 seconds or less, that's my goldfish-sized attention span, I'm out. I'm like, why am I even, right? And how many websites do you land on that feel that way? You're not even worried that it's not that mobile friendly. You're patient. Good for you. You didn't complain when it loaded slow because you got time tonight, you're bored. But when you don't understand what it is they're offering, it's frustrating. And that happens so often. You land on a website and you're like, I don't know, are you a financial planner or are you a tea company? Because this is so weird or overwhelming, or there's way too much here and I don't even know where to begin. So bye, I'm out. So we want to have that call to action that tells people what to do next. And I say that we're dummies because we don't know your business. I don't know what you want me to do with this blog post or this social content or that little snippet of information you just told me on Instagram. Thanks for that. What do I do? Where do I find that ebook I can download or that course I can take, or where do I connect with you for more? So the call to action is really important, and sometimes it's the shortest piece of your copywriting. We can't underestimate it. The CPR formula here: clarity, personality, and then that resonance. So is it, that giving someone that idea of like, that you're in my head, you're that weight off my shoulders. Oh my God, the hallelujah moment. I didn't know you existed, or thank goodness you've shown up. This is exactly what I've been looking for. And it's, little do I know, only going to get better from here in your welcome email or your onboarding, or when that package is delivered to my house and it has a handwritten note in it, which I'm going to Instagram screenshot something or other, hashtag, and show to my friends, because the moment of delight is highest when you delivered it to me and it's so fulfilling. And now I'm sharing, you get it. So resonance matters. Back to that idea of confusion, and you confuse, you lose. The meaningless jargon, the cliches, the industry speak. And this isn't just, I love this image I carried around and have for years. It's not just startups that can't explain what they do because they're so addicted to meaningless jargon. It's all of us. You ask me what I do and I want to puke out my 60-second elevator pitch, even though I see your eyes glazing over at 3 seconds. And you didn't ask for that. You just casually wanted to know what I did. And I didn't stop to listen. Another kind of sales 101, instead of get, give, get, where we get something off of our prospect or the person saying, so what do you do? I learn a little about them somehow because I'm smart and I can listen, or I ask the right question. Then I give them what they want to hear and I get the sale. Instead, what most of us do is we act like we're standing at a trade show booth with our headset on and we're just giving them information. I want to tell you this. I want to tell you this. Listen. This is how great I am. This is what we do. And then we get a little bit from them and then we give them even more. And it's the opposite of what we should be doing. So meaningless jargon, salesy pitches, way too much, all things that aren't going to be connective and copywriting or any kind of content that makes them feel like it's for them. So content that wins. Here's the ABC formula, a short version for you. Our A game. We talk about these 4 words so often at Social School. They've replaced the age-old 4 P's of marketing: product, place, price, promotion. No, let's think authenticity. Accessibility. Can I reach you? And I don't just mean by the phone. Can I see you online? Do I know what you're about? Are you making yourself open, available, real and kind of value or purpose driven, so that I feel like I can decide if it's for me or not? And then authority, really important. Do you actually know what you're doing? Just because I like your dog or your dog walking posts doesn't mean that I am going to trust you with my brand new precious puppy. I need to also know that you're a fantastic trainer, dog walker, dog boarder, groomer person, and that you are freely sharing that information. Both the fun cat memes on your Instagram feed, but also, your philosophies or your expertise. This is what social media and content marketing is built for you to show us that you're the expert in your field, that you have authority and that you know what you're doing and what you're talking about. There's that trust piece that is so important to the modern consumer. And then advocacy. How can we get people to be those advocates, those diehard tribe members of our brand that are going to speak our language and share our story and repost our content and kind of, tell the world en masse or exponentially what it is that we do, so that now we are our content marketing is working at scale, or rather our communications efforts. So our A game, so important, meets our B game, which is that whole belonging thing. And then we pair it with our content. Content. And this has many forms, as we know, and many platforms available to us today and tactics to use. But really fundamentally what it comes down to is understanding that it's, again, not about us, it's about them. I love this line from Mark Schaefer, one of my favorite marketing authors. He says, marketing must transition from being the creators of the messages, i.e. the spin doctors, the push marketers, the salespeople, the promoters putting up billboards, to the owners and sustainers of the experience. Here's my cool Instagram feed, come on in. Or, oh, I set up this pop-up shop, I hope you like it and that you're going to kind of take cues from us, because if we set the stage, you will engage. You already feel an affinity and connection to our brand. You know this is probably for you. We're your people, and you're going to want to snap and TikTok and Instagram live the heck out of this cool place because we made it for you. And you're going to sustain the experience and invite other people into it. Really powerful stuff. And what it means is essentially that the brands who are getting this have understood that the consumer is actually the one in control. And on some level, what this means is that, you know, I could walk into your restaurant tomorrow, as could your other 280 customers tonight for dinner, and I can screenshot or photograph and share and post, review, anything I want about your business and your food and my dinner and your staff. And that's also powerful stuff. It's daunting in some ways. But if I'm proud of what I'm offering and I've set the stage, I want you to engage. I want you to share. And in the power of numbers, some bad reviews will be outweighed by all the good. That's the game we have to play. You can't hide from it and hope that, you know, you might get a 1-star review, so you better stay off of it. No, if you don't tell your story, somebody else will, and you want them to tell your story and you want to be a part of it, but you want to recognize that thanks to the world we live in today, people are telling your story for you everywhere. And that's okay because, again, you are that authenticity or that authentic, open, accessible brand, person, people, company that people love to talk about and magnetize themselves to. An example here is a company out of Edmonton called Wildest Soap. I love this company. And when Tanya, the owner, decided she wanted to work with Social School and do our social media retreat, our social media strategy retreat, they were going to be coming down to Calgary for it and joining us for 3 days to build out this really robust strategy. So before that, in the kind of pre-work and getting to know them phase, we asked a few questions. We had someone in their shop. We were wondering where their consumers or clients are currently hearing about them from. And one girl in particular was asked, where did you learn about Wildest Soap? Was it our Instagram ads? Was it maybe that Google campaign or the YouTube channel? Or maybe you saw Tanya and the company in Avenue magazine? And this girl said, no, I don't think I've ever actually seen their ads. And yeah, I like their product, but what I love are the hands that made it. It's like my favorite line of the year. As in, the brand's founders, owners, employees, and those people's values, their vision, their humanity, their personality, which vastly outshines even their product, let alone all of their corporate marketing efforts and ad campaigns. And this might be frustrating if you're spending $1 million a year on your Facebook ads, but at the end of the day, remember that our emotional connection to your brand or your products goes deeper than our attachment to that soap, the actual product itself, generally, if we're doing a good job. And that's kind of today's consumer world and consumer behavior. So your number one goal, no big deal, be the solution your people are desperately seeking now and later. This is where your crystal ball eyeballs come in, because COVID changed a lot of things. We don't live in the same world now, as did the many, many kind of campaigns or rally cries that we saw in the same COVID era. Black Lives Matter, Indigenous Lives Matter, everything to do with gender equality, the environment, politics. There's so much upheaval and change. And understanding or deciding and knowing what your brand stands for is really powerful, and conveying that is even more so. Don't be afraid of it. On your About page, why not start including some of your values as it relates to the earth, the people, humanity, whatever it is. Less about where, again, you went to school, and more so about, like, you know, what you believe in as people, or what your values are, who you're giving back to, or whatever it is. So crystal balling your products and your services and what people are going to need from you next year and 10 years from now, as well as what they want to hear from you as a result of the world we now live in. Number 2, just do this all in a way that's clear, concise, and compelling, that gives us a reason to click. To first stop scrolling by or stop skipping your ad on my YouTube pre-roll, and then, or to open your e-newsletter and then leave me wanting more. I want to have an email that I subscribe to from you, that I'm opting into willingly to your advertisements, basically your promotional content via e-newsletter. And I want it to be so concise and compelling and cool that every time I open it, or just value driven and, results based, or some kind of, it was worth my time to open, that I can't wait to do so the next time and the next time. And then you'll be different from 99.9% of the e-newsletters being sent every day by billions of companies, millions of companies, that don't actually do any of that. Leave us wanting more and so curious and full of delight when we do engage with you or buy from you that, we can't wait to circle back and share. If you confuse, you lose. That is the final line I'll leave you with here in this module. And I will see you in the very next one, where we're going to start getting a little bit more specific about targeting our people and the tools available to help us do so.